Good morning. I just wanted to hop on here really quick. I know with a lot of gym talk and a lot of nutrition talk and walking into nutrition courses, there's always so much information. And so as I start to kick off like this nutrition course, the idea is we're going to have certain topics each time we talk. It was going to be every single week. I think the way that I've written this out and how comprehensive it's becoming, we're going to break it down a little bit differently. And it'll be daily actions and weekly skill building, creating these better habits. I had an opportunity in the gym this morning, and I love coaching because you can always be taught things on the spot. And it's not me always teaching things I can be taught. There's always things to learn. There's always ways to develop your skills, and new people communicate and receive differently. So you're always on your toes trying to figure out what they can receive and how to communicate it best, because everybody's going to be different. The same cues aren't going to work for the same person. Just like in nutrition, where the same practices are not going to affect you the same way as they would somebody else. So that's what I love about the one-on-one individual coaching. Yes, we can practice and practice different skills, and we're going to gain something for it. But it's always nice to come back and be like, hey, I don't like this. This isn't working. Or I really like this, but this is where I'm still finding a block. Help me work past this. And so that's kind of what I love about what I do. It's why it's my passion, and it's because I'm constantly learning. So in the gym today, we're doing, and I know this doesn't apply to everybody, but we're doing a lot of weight work with cleans and deadlift. And this is one that if we're not careful and not cautious with focusing on form and what we're trying to teach our body, it doesn't always have that automatic response to where we can keep that good form, especially like when we're going against the clock or we're getting tired or the weight's getting heavy. So the purpose of these small practices is to develop an automatic response. So when we're in those situations and we're not constantly thinking about setting tension where my muscles should be engaged, our body is becoming trained over time to automatically do those things without thinking through it. It's not all the time, but it definitely works. I had a hard time waking up my youngest today, and it was probably 8:30. I was tired. I have early mornings, 4:30 in the morning. And it's 8:30 in the morning and I can't get him to wake up. So instead I thought, okay, I'm going to climb in bed and I'm going to just lay here with my eyes closed. And what I found interesting is, as I was talking with the people in the gym about automatic response and little practices we can do, and I'll get to what that practice was. I come in, I lay down, I close my eyes, and I notice like maybe the pre-workout's still working, because my eyes, they're still blinking. My eyelids are closed, but I'm laying there and I'm not completely relaxed yet. And so the automatic response for my eyes throughout the day is to blink. So even though my eyelids are closed, they're still blinking. And it's kind of obnoxious at first because it's just automatic. And then I have to really relax and put my body to ease and they stop. But it was just truth to what we're doing and what we're going to be doing. So a client I had today mentioned their back and how they were feeling their back through the workout. Now, with that, we get tired, like I stated before, and our form kind of goes to waste. But we can't do that. It always has to be form first, and then the weight can come after. There's so much work to be done, and work that is done with your body, even at lightweight when we're working on form. So we always practice form first. But something that came to mind as we were talking is we really got to kind of work on that core and develop an automatic response or automatic tension. So when you tighten your core, typically one way that you can describe it is you brace yourself as though somebody's going to punch you. Like it's an automatic response to tighten so you can take it in if you know what's coming. So if everybody would tighten their core and feel that tightness, and I want you to work on squeezing it and making it more tense, and then slightly releasing, but keeping about 10% of that hold. So if we squeeze it as tight as we can, typically I wouldn't be able to breathe through that squeeze. We're going to talk like we're at 90 to 100% of that squeezing. And then you're going to relax, but keep a little bit of tension. So about 10% of your core stays tense. And so one thing we talked about is we are going to build a constant thought around through our day, keeping that core 10% tight. And it's really actually hard to do at first, to be constantly thinking, oh yeah, tighten my core. I'm walking down the stairs, it just loosens. Oh crap, tighten my core. And it's interesting because it can also bring in the hip flexors or the glute when we're doing it, depending on, lifting a basket of laundry, walking down the stairs. But my thing with this client was throughout the day, I want you to stay very focused on that tension in your core. I want 10% all the time. When you're sitting, when you're doing the dishes, when you're at work, 10% all the time. And as we mentally focus and practice that over time, and it is going to take time to make it a habit, that's going to automatically kick in as a response to your activity. And so hopefully with this practice, it will then transfer into our workouts. So when our body starts to get tired and our form starts to go, that automatic response of a tighter core without having to think about it all the time will kick in. It's a good practice. It's something we all could be doing. So that's kind of one of the things that I talked about with this client, and that I would encourage everybody to do, even if you're not in the gym lifting weights every day and trying to work on your core. We want a strong, solid core all the time. Like it is the main, structure of all of our limbs, and it holds us together, and it's a foundational piece. So that's the practice that I'm going to ask like others to kind of work on. And it's going to help with a lot of different things, because mentally we're going to be thinking it and applying it, and then reminding ourselves when we forget. And then over time, right, we're going to say 14 to 16 days. That's when the automatic is going to kind of start to kick in. And the more we do it, the more we can develop it. Going on with that, with our nutrition program, we're going to do similar things this first week, and it will be a separate episode, video, whatever. We are going to talk about just kind of common practices and break them down. And then you get to decide what you're going to apply into your week. So until then, think about simple things. Think about things that you can work on for 5 to 10 minutes a day, and then build on that. Because if I make myself think about my core for 5 minutes during that day, and then build on that, eventually it's going to span throughout my day through different activities and transfer into a lot of different areas of life, strengthening me. Awesome. So I will talk to you guys a little bit later when we hit that first week and our first topic, and we will go from there.